Hey everybody, it's your old pal CHH. Welcome back. You deserve another horror Blu-rays I want you to own. By the way, my Lost Boys poster, check out my community tab if you haven't seen it. I met Tim, had a great concert, he signed it. So I've got this big, beautiful Lost Boys poster right behind me. And it says, "To Christian, I Still Believe," from Tim Capello. So how awesome is that? But anyway, look, my way of saying thank you to everybody, telling me happy birthday and wishing me well and all that. For all the people that hit me up, that's birthday's right around the corner as well. Happy birthday to you. But let's get into Horror Blu-rays Once You Own Volume 5. I'm just going to knock another one out because I want to for you guys because I love you. So I picked some select titles, some that I want to talk about, so let's just get right into it. All right, so the first one is a movie called Girl on the Third Floor. So this movie stars CM Punk, the wrestler. Now, I know what you're thinking. I thought that this movie was going to be really bad. I did. And for a wrestler being in a movie, Girl on the Third Floor is actually not that bad at all. As a matter of fact, I kind of like it. It was directed by Travis Stevens, which I believe I've seen something else from him before. A talented guy. It's a pretty fun little movie. For a wrestler-starred film, I was surprised at how much I enjoyed Girl on the Third Floor. So I say, if you can get this cheap, definitely grab it and check this one out. What can I say? I liked it. Next up comes from the director Frank Darabont, which we know he went on to be involved in a lot of big things. This was a made-for-TV movie he made. Kino Lorber put this out, and this movie is damn good. This is called Buried Alive. This is a fantastic movie. It was made for TV, so the aspect ratio is 4:3, but it was remastered in 2K. Looks amazing. This is a thrill ride of a movie. Really like it. It's about this evil wife wanting to bury her husband and kill him. And so that's the story of Buried Alive. It is a thrill ride, really well acted, really well written. I reviewed this a while back when it came out, but in terms of Kino, in terms of what can I pick up that maybe I never bought before or owned before, Buried Alive is it. This is a killer movie. Pick this up from Kino Lorber. I can't say enough good things about Buried Alive. Really, really good movie. Okay, I'm going to call this a guilty pleasure movie, but I like this movie, and I want people to own it. I think because of the name, it may not be as good as people would want it to be, but I actually think this is a damn good movie, all considered, and a lot better than a lot of the 80s stuff we praise. Guilty, I'm just saying. Poltergeist III, the Scream Factory release, I don't foresee this ever getting a 4K or anything, but I gotta be honest, I like Poltergeist III quite a lot, actually. I love the cast. It's got my girl in it, Nancy Allen. Anything with Nancy Allen to me is an automatic B. Automatic from the start. If she's in the movie, it's an automatic B. I love her. She's a great actress. Rest in peace to the little girl, Heather, who died during the making of this. She had an undisclosed disease that doctors never detected, and it caused her to unfortunately pass away. So there's a very sadness to the ending of this movie because it's another girl that they use to finish it. But Heather's great in this. I like the big city, Sky Tower apartment building vibe of this movie. And while it's not as good as 2, I still think Poltergeist 3 is a damn good film. And there's a new 2K scan of the Interpositive, so it looks good. I like it. I like Poltergeist 3. Coming up next is from Vinegar Syndrome. For those that are still dabbling in there and trying to figure out what to get, I can understand it's a mess. I'm still not the most versed, and I probably never will be. But I know what I like from the library, and Demon Wind is a classic. If you're wanting an Evil Dead creature feature type movie, Demon Wind is it. I believe this was 1984, which was Demon Wind, and it's a damn fun movie. Like, fun is the word to describe Demon Wind. There's a lot of cool effects. There's a lot of cool makeup designs in this. The acting is fun. They know what they're filming, and they're having a good time doing it. It's going to blend in with a lot of those 80s slasher, gore fest type movies, effects movies, and Demon Wind's one of the fun ones. So if you're going to get something from Vinegar Syndrome, Demon Wind would be it. I'd put it pretty high on the list. All right, coming up next is from Vestron Video. This is a title that's been out for a long time, but I'm seeing people still dabbling with Vestron, and I want to say one of the biggest things that they did as a company was put out Slaughter High, which is a coveted 80s slasher film. Now, the reason you're going to want to get this release is because I've owned Slaughter High on DVDs and bootleg DVDs, and they all looked god-awful. I mean, abysmally bad. This Blu-ray was astounding at how well it made the movie look. I mean, it looked like this is one of the best restorations, if not the best restoration that they have ever done. I can't put it over enough. This Slaughter High release is fantastic. It looks great. Super fun slasher film. There's a 33-year-old woman playing a teenager. Now that I'm 31, that gives me hope to still stay and feel young. And Harry Manfredini did the music, so you'll notice that familiarity to it. All right, guys, coming up next is a found footage movie that is a hidden gem. To me, it's just a hidden gem. I love this movie. It is moody, super atmospheric, and gets really psychedelic towards the end. Mr. Jones. This is one of my favorite found footage movies. I really dig it. There is such a spooky vibe throughout this one. You're going to want to watch this one with the lights off, the doors shut, the blanket up. You know, that kind of found footage movie. It's super good. I saw this on Netflix years ago. Didn't even have any ratings on Netflix when I saw it. So I've been singing the praises of this one for a while, but I got to say, Mr. Jones is a killer title. Don't miss this one. This is if you're into found footage, but really just good found footage, I think this is the one. Okay, so coming up next, there was a movie called The Barn, which was like this really modest 80s throwback movie that came out a few years ago. It had a great reception. I had a lot of fun with it. It's a feel good, moody autumn type horror film, and I didn't even know that they did a sequel, but sure enough they did. The Barn 2, and guess what? It's even better than the first one. Go search out The Barn. I wouldn't be surprised if it's on Tubi. I don't know how it is on physical media, because I know it was modest when it came out. You could probably get the DVD at least on Amazon. I don't own the first movie, but I saw that the second movie, The Barn, hit Amazon, so I picked it up. And look, you can see Joe Bob Briggs on there. Great makeup effects on this. Really, really fun. I mean, if this is an 80s horror fan's type of movie. This is just, you'll chew the scenery, you'll laugh, you'll have a good time. The Barn 2 is really fun. It's better than the first one. So if you know about The Barn, then yeah, get The Barn 2. So coming up next, guys, is one of my favorite movies. I just talked about this on Disturbing Images, and I gotta say, you need to get the Scream Factory release of Silent Hill. This is one of the best CGI movies ever. Especially horror. This movie scared the hell out of me. I think it's the best video game movie ever. I mean, seriously, and I'm not even talking just horror. I think that Silent Hill is that damn good. Just ever. I love it. This movie is scary as hell. Jesus Christ, this movie gives me the willies. It always will. But the Scream Factory release is good. Picture quality is great. There's a lot of new special features that'll probably only be released to this. So Silent Hill, I think, is a 2000s close to a masterpiece. I have zero complaints about this movie. So we got two more, guys. So the movie The Gate came out from Vestron. Definitely pick that up. But a lot of people didn't know that there was actually a sequel called The Gate 2. And believe it or not, Scream Factory put it out. And it's a good sequel. It takes it in a little bit different direction. The kid that was in the first movie, the little brother who I think left acting for a while, then he came back and he was the villain in Blade and all. The best friend is the movie this sequel revolves around, and it's really more of a build up kind of movie where he captures one of those minions, puts it in a glass of water, it comes back to life. He's trying to figure out what the hell all this is. I like the sequel a lot, quite frankly. The Gate 2. Fans of The Gate will dig this for sure, but I think a lot of people probably haven't seen this. I like this movie a lot. So this is Scream Factory. 2K scan of the Interpositive. I don't think that there's much. There's new interviews. I remember because they talked about the kid leaving acting, the little brother from the first one. So there's actually a lot of interviews on here. This is a good movie. I like The Gate 2 a lot. All right, guys, and last but certainly not least, I want to throw it out to Stephen King, his screenplay only. This was one of the first times, if not the first time, he ever just wrote a straight-up screenplay. Maybe Creepshow, I don't know. But Sleepwalkers, Mick Garris directed film. I love this movie so much. It's such a charmer. It's a top 10 Stephen King movie for me. If you haven't seen this one, definitely pick the Scream Factory up. I remember this was a big deal for me when this came out, where a lot of people were just kind of like, I think in terms of 90s horror, you got to talk about Sleepwalkers as just a classic. I just adore this movie to death, and I really like the artwork that they did for this, quite frankly. I wish I could get a t-shirt of this. But yeah, Sleepwalkers, great Blu-ray. I don't foresee this one getting a 4K, but then again, what the hell do I know? So that's why I wanted to throw this one out. Definitely go pick up Sleepwalkers, a super fun 90s horror film with a good cast, and Mick Garris did a good job on this. So love this movie, Sleepwalkers. And that is another episode of Horror Blu-rays I Want You to Own Volume 5. I don't think anybody's gonna be too upset that I did Volume 5 right after Volume 4. I just wanted to say thank you guys for the love and support. You guys are such a big part of my life, and I love you so much. Let's make 31 the best year of my life, and you guys are a big part of that, so being here for me. So let's continue to make great content. We've got great horror films like Renfield and Evil Dead coming out. A lot of physical media we're going to review. Let's have a great year, guys. And whatever you've got going on, you're going to get through it. You're going to kick its ass. Just know it. We always go through stuff, and we're going to make it through. Love you guys. See you next time. Hey, a huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.